Hello everyone, good evening to my dear students. Today we are going to study few more points regarding to our transmission lines as well as the distribution lines. On continuation of this class, already we have calculated or estimated 11 kV line estimation, how many number of poles required for a given length, how many number of cross arms, how many types of the insulators, whether it is the pin insulators, strain insulators, how many stays, how many number of earth pits, all are calculated as per Indian electricity rules. At the same time, we also seen the distribution line, a lowest range secondary distribution system, that is the 400 kV 400 volts line. Last class we have seen one problem, that is a 500 meters half kilometers line, which is a vertical manner with one cut point with one straight line extra. We have calculated number of poles, number of insulators, length of ACSR conductors, number of stays, all things we have calculated and tabulated. That means we made one schedule also. I think today on continuation of LT lines, today I am going to explain one more simple problem, because this problem is a very basic problem. Every electrical student has to know how to estimate a distribution lines, 11 kV lines, because after the completion of your diploma you are going to appoint as a sub-engineers. Now at that area you are going to estimate the lines based on the regulation existing system. So you should know what are the real factors in existing system. We will see those one. Before that, once again I am introducing myself, Dr. C.H. Chadaya, senior lecturer in electrical and electronics engineering, Government Polytechnic, Husnabad. Today topic we are going to cover for diploma students 5th semester. On completion of this topic, you would be able to know the salient points for distribution line estimation, LT line estimation for a given 500 meters line, the basics of substations. In that one, what is the purpose of substation, location of substations, and major components in a substations, whether the substation may be 765 kV, 400 kV, 220 kV, 132 kV, or whether 33 by 11 kV substation, as well as our nearby house, that is a 11 kV by 400 volts DTR substations. What are the major components? What are the purpose of each component in ability to give a quality supply to consumer? As we know that our aim is to supply the electricity to our every citizen of India. As on today, 99.7% of villages electrified on REC scheme. At the same time, from 1915 to at the year of 1915, our generating power is only 105 megawatts. Nowadays, on a date nearly on 30 January 2020, so we are generating the nearly 371.054 gigawatts of energy. That means that much of the energy generating developed by using different available resources in our India. In that case, nearly 79.8% of fossil fuels we are using to generate electrical energy like coal, peat, diesel, other things. But as we know that these fossil fuels drastically is decreasing, and it may be available for next 200 years. Then after that, what is the future of these generating stations which are depend on fossil fuels? At the same time, due to our technology improvement day by day, we are going to utilizing non-conventional energy sources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, wave energy, and biogas energy, different energy sources to generate our electrical energy. As we know that our renewable energy sources in total generating power 371.054 gigawatts in total energy generated. In that, nearly 17.3% of energy is generated from renewable energy sources. So this has to increased from 17.3% to nearly 50%, then automatically, so we are in a developed state. That means our aim is to supply electrical energy to each and every consumer who asked electrical energy in a quality point of view. That means quality means we have to give them a rated voltage, rated frequency, and no harmonics, and other factors should be within tolerance. Otherwise, what will happen? The appliances nowadays, due to the technology, every gadget, electronic gadget operating on electronics gadgets or based on the electronic components, the solid states, they will work only on DC components. But if you are not given the quality electrical supply to consumer, then those appliances connected to our system may be burn out or spoil. Indirectly, we are going to, instead of giving the benefit to the consumer, we are going to indirectly going to destroying their appliances. Hence, so we have to try to give a quality supply. That means a LT voltage, so 230 volts plus or minus 5% voltage tolerance, and 50 Hz plus or minus 5% energy should be given to the consumers. That purpose, our engineers, researchers, and leaders trying to give a quality power to our consumers. Now that LT means low tension lines. That is a 400 volts 3-phase supply, and single phase supply phase and neutral 230 volts. In domestic, we are using the 400 3-phase or single phase 230 volts. Now coming to our topic, here last class we have already done one LT problem where the pin insulators are placed in vertical manner. That is a very rarely used situation. But normally, if you are observed nearby your house, one pole, a parallel cross arm, three insulators placed on vertically on which and connected the ACSR conductors. That problem also very easy, but today we are going to, at a glance, we will do the within 5 minutes. How to calculate the number of equipments, number of items, what is its rated values, and how much approximate cost we are going to do in these sessions. Let us do a simple problem. So here once again you can observe what is this one. This is a PSCC pole, pre-stressed concrete, cement concrete pole. It may be 8 meters for LT lines, 9.1 meter for 11 kV lines. Sometimes it may be 11 meters for 33 kV voltage. So for LT lines, most of the nearly 95% of the poles are 8 meters PSCC poles. Sometimes they will use the steel pole also. Now this is the support is required for any overhead line. Now for this one we are going to place horizontal cross arms. In LT poles generally we can use the horizontal, we are not going to use the V-shape cross arms. Now after that we are going to place 3 pin insulators for R phase, Y phase, B phase, and 1 neutral, no need of the pin insulator. Now this is a ACSR conductors, aluminum conductors, steel reinforced aluminum conductors. Now after that these are the basic components. Now at the end of poles, at starting, at the end, at the corner, where we required this stay wire mechanical support to our poles. At the same time, as you know that the stay consists of a guy insulator which can isolate from any leakage current from cross arms to ground. Now if it is not possible to place a stay wire, then we can use the one cement strut in opposite direction to stay wire. These are the basic components of a LT wire. Now in this problem also we are going to calculate how many number of poles, how many number of cross arms, how many number of pin insulators, how many number of shock insulators at cut point, at starting, at end point, at corner, shock insulators. Now next, what is the length of the wire, whether phase wire, neutral wire. Sometimes we can use a GI wire also for earthing purpose. And wherever we are using the shock insulator, that may be starting and ending at corner, at that place we must use the stay sets. And as per Indian electricity rule, we are going to use every fifth pole should be stay, every fifth pole should be earthed. These are the things already we have studied. By keeping these factors in our mind, we are going to do this problem very quickly. So what are the, let us remember what are the steps involved to estimate the line, any given line, power line, whether it is a 11 kV line or it may be LT line. Let us see. So here is the materials required for 11 kV line or any line. First is the ACSR aluminum conductor or steel reinforced conductor, insulators, that may be pin insulator, disc insulators, cross arms, stay sets, earthing sets, dangerous plates, barbed wires, anti-climbing wires, and miscellaneous. So there is a cradle guarding for 8 SWG GI wire for galvanized steel, low carbon material for crossing of our power line, any road, railway track or any other HT line, then we are going to use this type of the cradles. Next, now in this class we are going to estimate. These are the distribution lines. You can observe these are two feeders, the top one and bottom one, two lines are going. Now let us assume one village where existing DTR presents at half kilometers away. My house is at half kilometers. Here I required electric supply. So I am going to estimate one project and that may be submitted to the electricity people. Before that one, I am going to roughly calculating how many poles is required, how many cross arms is required, how many insulators is required, how many stay sets, what are the components normally required. I am going to, as an electrical student, I am going to do the calculations before going to do the actual engineer. Let us do. So whatever the line, I want to estimate this line estimation. Now, so here you can observe one thing. In NPDCL people, generally they will use this type of the words: dog conductor, panther conductor, zebra conductor, moose conductors. That means here the dog conductor can be used by LT and panther is 11 kV, zebra is 33 kV and moose conductor is 130 kV line. So you can see a table, one table also given how many aluminum conductors, how many steel conductors. So we are going to observe here. For example, in case of 33/66 is one thing kV, that may be one conductor is a dog conductor. It can carry the 300 amperes and it has 6 conductors and each conductor the mm value is 4.72 and whereas the steels rods having the 7 conductors 1.57 and overall diameter of 1.42 centimeters nearly and the 100 centimeters dia and so total weight of for kg for meters is equal 0.394. So 0.394, that is the value. So based on these panther conductors or different conductors, so how much voltage it can withstand. So based on this one, generally the line mills using this word type of words, and this is the basic idea. Now let us see the another one. Next, steps for estimation of lines. Now what are the estimation we are going to do here? You can so steps involved in this one. First one is draw line diagram and mention the angles and cut points. After drawing the line, you may get some idea. So where we are going to place cut point, where it is the angle and which is the end pole, which is the starting pole. So you may get some idea by drawing single line diagram of given factors. Next, find the number of spans. As you know, the spans, number of spans. Span means the consecutive distance between the two poles, whether it may be 50 meters, 80 meters, 90 meters, 100 meters. You will give the some span, the distance between the pole to pole. After that, so span may be calculated by total number of length by given span. We are going to get the number of spans. After that, so you are going to find that find the total number of poles. Now total number of poles as already calculated, number of poles is equal to number of spans plus 1. So already I explained last class. Spans plus 1. Now next, after that, getting the number of poles. So now we supports are got number how many. Then what is the required for the each support? Just now we have seen, that is the calculate the total length of the conductor. Now we are going to calculate the ACSR conductor. So we require the R phase, Y phase, B phase and neutral total length. So three phases having the ACSR conductor one size, and another neutral is having the different size. So total length is given the what is the L into 3 times. We are going to get the phase plus or minus 3% for the sag and connections purpose, loose connections, and similarly we are going to calculate the neutral wire also. That is the find the total the length of conductor. After finding the length, next calculate the total length of GI wire, 8 SWG GI wire. So that is a only single wire. It is going to run to protect the earth. Next, find the number of pin insulators. Normal running condition, running line, we require the pin insulators. At dead ends, at the corners, at angles, we are going to use the strain insulators. In this case, LT, we are going to use the Shackle insulators. Now find the total number of strain and disc insulators. So once we know the where is the end, where is the cut point, where is the angle, so we can easily calculate the disc insulators. Now find total number of cross arms and the top brackets. So in this case, that normally in this case find the total number of cross arms, the simple LT, whereas in case of the HT, we are going to use two types of the cross arms. One is a flat, another is a V shape. When we are used V shape, then automatically another phase should be at center, that may be top. So top brackets is required if in case of other whether 33 kV or 11 kV line estimations. Now today we are going to do the LT, so no need of the top brackets. After that, so we are going to calculate the find the total number of stay sets. So starting ending wherever the Shackle insulator you are going to use, so simply you can use the stay sets. In addition to that, as per IE rule, every fifth pole should be stay. After that, you are going to calculate the earthing. So these are the steps. So already we have seen. Okay. Now coming to the next, prepare the schedule. So what is the schedule? So we are going to we are the summarized what we have calculated in a simple steps. That is the schedule. In addition to the calculation, we are going to use the how many screws, nuts, bolts, accessories, miscellaneous should be added in the table. That is the schedule. This is the total problem. Now let us do. So what is the line diagram? Single line diagram. So one is a source, that is the substation. After that, that is the extreme right is the our destination. This is the source. So we have to run the one line by using the number of poles. So this is a feeder and we are going to use the number of poles. After that, so you are going to calculate. So what is the length of this line? Here you can see the line is a straight line. Some places the farmers or some consumers object the line going through their areas. At that condition, we have so forcefully divert the line some angle. Then how to draw that situation? Then you can see the another one. So whatever the line, you can simply the length. So you draw the line. Here 90 degrees is a curved turning angle, and once again 90 degrees, once again 90 degrees, then straight. So here what are the factors you have to remember? So these are the angle points. Where you are going to use the angle points, you should require the Shackle insulators, stay sets, and opposite direction stay sets. This should be keep in your mind. Now what are the cut points? So whether every fifth pole or some places you will give the cut points, where cut points are the just jumpers where we require to operate whenever the required problem occurred or to rectify the fault occurred during the any season. And next, earth set every fifth pole and stay set every fifth pole. These are the simple calculations. Now let us do the one problem. So given problem, then based on this one we are going to do here. So one problem is given. What is the problem? Prepare the quantity of material and accessories required for kilometer length of 400 volts with 7 by 2.59 ACSR conductors over PSCC poles of 8 meters height at a 8 meters span of length. Now what is given? Line is a LT line, is the conductor size also is given, and pole length is also given. Now in calculations, no need of the whether it is 8 meters, 9.1 meters and 11 meters, don't bother, but it's a LT line, so actually it is a 8 meters. Now span is given, pole to pole distance is the 80 meters is given. Now based on this one, so let us do one problem. So what is the, so this is a line you are going to draw or estimate. These are the number of poles. How many poles we don't know, but each pole should be this much position. Now last pole and starting pole should be the stay sets, and it has the cross arm, it has the pin insulators, 3 pin insulators, and it requires the 3 conductors. At the same time, in addition to that one, it requires the neutral. In addition to that one, it requires the GI earth wire along this one. So these are the you are going to estimate. Now you can see then what is the span? Span is the distance between 2 poles. Now you can see, let us do the one problem. Here is, what is this one? This is the end pole, this is the this is end pole, and we are going to get the single line diagram, simple diagram. Now let us do, the given data is the line voltage is equal to 400 volts, height of the pole is equal to 8 meters, span is equal to 80 meters, and conductor is given 7 by 2.59 aluminum conductor, steel reinforced is given. Now the length of the line 400 volts line is equal to 1 kilometers is given here. So 1 kilometer is equal to 100 meters. So here 100 meters length, how much length is given? Based on the given length, we are going to calculate what is the this one. Now per kilometer, that means 1 kilometers. So 1 kilometers is equal to 1000 meters. Now span between the poles is equal to 0.08 meters, that is the 80 meters. Now so number of spans is equal total length by span. So total length of how much? 80, and 1000 by 80, we are going to get the 2.5, say 13 poles. We cannot take the fraction, so let us take the round figure, 12.5 instead of that one. We have taken 13. Now number of spans we got it. After that, we are going to calculate number of PSCC poles. So what do you mean of the PSCC pole? Pre-stressed cement concrete poles, or RCC, reinforced cement concrete poles, also generally used. So this is equal to number of poles, cement poles is equal number of spans plus 1. So we are going to get number of spans, already we have got the 13, and plus 1 we are going to get the 14. That means total number of this type of the poles is how many required? We require the 14 number of PSCC poles, cement poles is required. Now pole we got it. After that, we are going to calculate length of the ACSR conductor. Size is the 7 by 2.59 ACSR. Now the R phase, Y phase, B phase 3 into 1 kilometer, that is 1000 meters, plus 3% sag wastage is equal to 3% of 1000. So 3000, we are going to get the 90 meters total. 3000 plus 90 meters, we are going to 3090 meters is the total length of phase wire. So you can see this is the aluminum conductors generally used for line phases. Now number of pin insulators. So here number of pin insulators, we are going to calculate the 12 into 3. So here what is happening? So we are going to calculate 12 into 3. So at last we are going to use the only strain insulator, shackle insulator. You can see here is the first one is the guy insulator, another one is the shackle insulator, and bottom and this 4 cylinder red colors is a 4 cylinder is a pin insulator. So you can see the white color, latest color is a polyethylene insulator. Generally we using this type of the polymer insulators are the latest insulators we are using compared with the porcelain insulators. And after that, so we calculate the number of Shackle insulators. So this is all the length. Now cross arms, we are going to calculate the cross arms. So here cross arms also we are going to calculate into 14, and we require the number of cross arm brackets to stay this cross arm to the pole. We require the brackets. So brackets you can see here. So this type of the brackets also we require the 14 folds, 14 numbers is required. Then so any miscellaneous, you can use the earth wire and a neutral wire and something we are going to calculate in simple steps. So cradle, if any there is a possible to crossing any road or something, so then we can use the cradle guard 8 SW model. So GSL same thing, we are going to do the calculation this much. And because to one pole, so 80 meters span, 2 into 2 wires is required, 80 meters plus 40, so nearly, so that is we are going to get the 3% waste, that one. So we are going to the 200 meters is enough to make a cradle. Next, stay sets complete for every 4 poles. So we can use the 4 poles and 4, and every set 5th pole we are going to use it. And so here instead of 4th pole you can use the 5th pole, better. Next is the dangerous floors for each pole. So these are the barbed wire, anti-climbing wire for the unauthorized person to climb the pole. So to avoid that one we are going to use a barbed wire. So that is the 25 kgs. These are the miscellaneous calculations in addition to main calculations. Now these all calculations we are going to write in a paper and a table. We are going to get the schedule. Once we are going to write these all values in a schedule, the first serial number and specification of materials and quantity, remarks. Sometimes we can add the one column also, the rate for each quantity, and total amount also we can write. That may be the estimation costing of any given length of 11 kV line LT lines. Now here we are, in this case we are going to estimate only estimation of material only, not costing. So that costing means that is not very difficult. We can add what is the cost of each material. Now the PSSC poles 8 meters, approximately how much cost? 1700 for each pole. You can write it 1700 per each pole. 14 poles, 1700 to 14. We are going to get the amount. Similarly, we are going to the another things. So now in this case we are concentrate only the estimation of poles. Next, ACSR conductors we are given. So 3 kilometers, 3.09 kilometers we got it. LT pin insulators, Shackle strain insulators, MS cross arms brackets, stay sets, earth sets, and earth wire, cradle wire, earth sets, bolts and nuts, various sizes, and barbed wire, lightning arresters. So here we can use the lightning arresters. So at starting at the before going to the transformer, generally you can use the rod gap lightning arresters, or sometimes we can use the valve type lightning arresters generally used. That is the optional generally. Already 3 lightning arresters provided on transformers before coming to the transformer 11 kV line. Before going to the enter into the transformers, they will provide the 3 lightning arresters 11 kV. In LT, so generally we cannot use this type of the lightning arresters. This is optional for protection of lightning discharge. And cement and concrete lump sum, that is the one thing. So this is the problem. Now we have done. Now after completion of the schedule, so we got the total materials required for 1 kilometer of LT line. How many poles is required, how many number of cross arms is required, how many pin insulators is required, how many Shackle insulators is required, how much of the conductor face wire is aluminum conductor is required, how many of GI wire is required, how many number of stay sets is required, and how many number of earth sets is required, and number of dangerous plates, and how much, what is the, if required, the cradle and barbed wire. So bolts and nuts, all are what are the quantity is required already we known, and we made one table that is on the schedule. So this problem is almost completed. I think you have followed the the steps one by one steps. So we are going to get the problem easy. So this is a one more problem from continuation of yesterday class. Yesterday we have seen the vertical position. Today we have seen the only R phase, Y phase, B phase and neutral in a horizontal simple problem for 1 kilometers. So these two problems may give the some idea to how to estimate the LT lines. Let us, this is a closing up estimation of 11 kV and estimation of LT lines. Now coming to the, now in between HT line and LT line there is a one component, there is a one main thing that is known as a transformer, substation, nothing but substation. We can say that is a small substations. It is the HT 400, HT is a 11 kV, LT is a 400 volts. In between we are going to use a DTR, distribution transformer. What is a transformer first of all, and what is the function? Already you have seen transformers in your classes. Now how this DTR used in distribution, what is the purpose of this one? So let us see one by one. Now you can see the substation. This is a substation. So already we have seen that the quality supply has to give to consumers, because we know that electricity is undoubtedly a major component of our life, without which it is difficult to lead our modern age lives. The benefit of electricity are many, but it has to be constrained or managed in such a way that it causes more benefit than harm to your appliances. So already you see that the electricity is a good slave, but it's a bad master. Hence we have to capacity to control in a controllable manner to use this electricity. So because nowadays day by day we are using the latest equipments, so then automatically generating power is very less as compared to the loading power. That means load demand is more and genetic energy is less. So imbalance between the generation and load, so we are going to get the, so we are going to get the unquality electric supply to the consumers. At the same time unreliable supply is given to the consumers. Some shutdowns for 1 or 2 hours to the consumers for one area, another area we are going to give the another 1 or 2 hours. So we are going to managing the supply, because that much of the, so already we have seen that much of the power is generating from before independence to this area, this year, but at the same time what we have producing this electrical energy in a drastic way, the double speed of the load demand also increasing, and always we have the gap between the generation and demand. So the overloading and fluctuations in electric supply can be dangerous to humans as well as to our electrical appliances. So what we have to do, we have to every stage we are going to purify, control this electrical energy. At the same time this electrical energy is not generating nearby consumer house, it is generating very far away from the thickly loaded populated area. So whatever the energy generated has to be transmitted to the long distance, hence so we are going to get the very large amount of the line losses, voltage drop, and some wind and gale also affect our the budget. So these are all factors we have to consider. Even then we are going to use it. Now what to do? To control these somewhat, we are not going to control all 100%, but 70% of power quality can be controlled by using the heart, that is the substations. What do you mean the substation? Already you know that a substation is nothing but an assembly of various electrical operators installed to perform the different operations. So what are the operations? Let us see based on its classifications. Now let us see, these are the major substation. That may be, you can see here, what are the major components of a substation. So if this substation, by seeing this substation is a very large, but our main controlling components are the very few. We can number and fingers. First you can see extreme left, that is you can see here, what is that one? You can see the LA, that means lightning arresters. Whenever the line coming from the generating station long distance to receiving station nearby city borders of thickly populated metro cities, there is a receiving station where it has to receive that transmission energy through the 400 kV lines or 765 lines. Before that one, we are using first receiving equipment is the lightning arresters. This is a protective equipment. If any lightning discharges during this length, some hundreds of kilometers of the line may be received these waves, the traveling waves. So it is a very dangerous. It may be, these voltages may be the number of times greater than our predefined values, voltages. So here we are using the lightning arresters. What is the purpose of lightning arresters? These lightning arresters act as a very good insulator for our normal frequency, normal voltage values. Whenever the surge discharges on the transmission lines, so try to enter to our costly equipment of transformer. Before that, so the lightning arrestor act as a good conductor. That means whatever the high voltage, high frequency comes in the line towards transformer, before that it will simply welcome to the ground through lightning arresters. That is a must. After that, so we are going to use some isolation between the ground and our bus bars on high voltage lines. So that's why we are going to use the different of the insulating materials. And you can see this is the insulators, and here we are using the gas insulated substation. So some special equipment, sometimes we can use this is also, whenever the area is very less, then we can use the gas insulated substations also, special type of the substation where we can compact and we can use the same value purpose, so that means the same functions of the outdoor substations. Now you can see another is a 3-phase transformer, dry type transformer. Internal you can see the R phase, Y phase, 3 phases windings, and after that you can see the control room, panel room, where we are going to control all equipments from control room by seeing just a mimic diagram. After that, so another costly equipment is the PTR, power transformer. This power transformer is the main function is to whatever the input voltage comes, it has to reduce to required voltage nearby our load centers. But the same function will do in reverse in case of the generating station. Whatever the generated voltage may be 33 kV, that may be stepped up to 400 kV, or it required step up to the 765 kV. So at generating station it acts as a step up transformer, at the receiving station it acts as a step down transformers. Now nearby another transformer, that is the current transformers and potential transformers. This is measuring equipment transformers, protective equipments. These are the main things. So it will see the what are the abnormal conditions arising during the operation of total system. It is observed by the CTPTs. These are the very important the equipments. Now another is the isolator system. You can see the isolators. It can operate whenever the circuit breaker operated after opening the line by circuit breaker, then it will operate. That means isolator always operated under no load condition only. That is already we have seen. And next one is known as the circuit breaker, where this circuit breaker is the main thing. It can operate the line under any condition, whether it is a normal operating no load condition, full load condition, yet short circuit condition also it can operate. That much of the capacity it has. These are the few components in a substations. So these substations, every substation you can observe this much of the components may be present. In addition to this one, so battery room, station transformer, and so different based on the applications, whether it is a switching substation, whether it is a conversion transformer substation, the AC to DC conversion, with the frequency conversion, different substations based on this some few materials may be varied. Let us see the classification of transformers in next also. So these are the few components you have to use it. Now what you have seen, let us see here. First we have seen the lightning arresters. Next CVT, that is nothing but the capacitor voltage transformer. This can be used as a for PLCC as well as for the act as a PT, the potential transformer. Now after that it is going to the wave trap, where we are using the PLCC, just like communication line. After that it is going to the isolators. After that it is going to the current transformer CT. After that it is going to the circuit breaker, where circuit breaker can operate. After that it will goes to the power transformers. Let us assume when the power is entering to the substation, first it will enter to the lightning arresters, after that CVT, after that wave trap, after that isolators, after that current transformer, after that circuit breaker, after that power transformer. At the same time power transformer, either side there is one more lightning arrestor also they will provide. Now after power transformers, whatever the work has to be done by power transformers, once again similar arrangements will arrange for the outgoing feeders also. So these are the things you should know. Next, once again, bus bars. After power line we are going to connect the bus bars. It is connected to the control room. From control room we are going to control everything. Next, battery room. So the battery room is a DC energy, or the battery room is a heart of the substation. Every equipment run based on DC supply only. It indicates so which feeder is going how much of the current, and which feeder is closed, which feeder is open. All accessories and indicators, all alarms works based on this battery room. So every day we have to observe the battery voltage of each cell. Now this is things we have to see. Now you can see the whatever the in line diagram we have seen. First here is the real time substation. If you have seen the starting here lightning arrestor, you can see the lightning arrestor entering, before entering to the transmission line. So it is a receiving fellow is the lightning arresters. After that we are going to use the CVT, capacitor voltage transformer. It is also sense how many types of surges also comes, it will sense. Sorry, it will gives the voltages, potential voltage, as well it gives the PLCC purpose we are going to use the dispatch. Next we are going to an isolator. You can see the isolator, single break isolators. Next coming to the CT, you can see here CT. Next we are going to use the CB, here the grouped CB, R phase, Y phase, B as a grouped circuit breaker. So nowadays we are using the SF6 circuit breaker is the latest we are using to interrupt the circuit. Sulfur hexafluoride, the breakers are generally using in our substations. Now, after that, after coming to the circuit breaker, next it is going to the PTR. So now you can see the another, this is the one PTR, the power transformer. Before power transformer bushing, you can see the another lightning arresters on either side, and after that it is going to the transformer input. After conversion of step down, then once again it will give to the bus bar system. Output will give the bus bar, common bus bar. After that, what will happen? From that, similarly same, and it will give to the CT, PT, and current transformers, CT, PT. Next, it is going to the group circuit breaker. Next, it is going to the feeder. You can see here circuit breaker. Next, lightning arresters. Next, feeder, and it is going to the outside through the poles. It is distributed to the different areas. So this is the starting and going from the transformers. Now, so you can see here. So what are the components? Once again we will see. Now first we have seen the other components in the substations in addition to the previous CTPT power transformers and CVT, wave trap, all things. Now we have seen here the pole, that is the structures, steel structures and the RCC structures. This is the, you can see, observe. And transformers already have seen, and transformer platform MS channel for the plinth or small substations, and insulators. You can see here different type of the insulators generally used for the, this is the voltages the only for the LT and 11 kV, but in case of the HD substation, EHD substation and super tension substations, ultra super tension substation, we are using the string of disc insulators. So as we know that the porcelain disc insulators, each is capacity the 11 kV, each one 11 kV. So latest we are using the polymer insulators, that is the high capacity and light in weight. So these are the different insulators. You can see the disc insulators, the different shapes, and this is the one is the shackle insulators, that is the pin insulators, it is a guy insulators, the bush insulators, different of the insulators you can see here. Now cross arms, here in case of the LT and HT we can see the V-shaped cross arms, and in towers we are using the just directly towers. And other, what are the other component? Fuses, you can see the fuses, KitKat fuses generally used in distribution transformers where the feeders is going to different places. And gang operating switch, so here is gang operating switch is nothing but it is a just like is a you can see the in DTR, the GS gang operating system, we can operate the supply 11 kV voltage at a time by using this gang operating system. We can say this is a AB switch also. So here you can see the stay sets, so with guy insulators. Now a distribution box, you can see the distribution box after output of the DTR, so it is connected to the distribution box. From this we are connected to the feeders through the cables, RYB and cables. These are the all things already known. Now here once again you recollect what the material, what is the purpose of this material. Now jumpers generally used in cut points and anti-clamping devices to avoid the unauthorized person to climb the pole, and other components, and fencing also generally used for, because electricity is very dangerous, and is VIR cables, so vulcanized Indian rubber cables. This is the cables, you can see these are the cables, and the cables are generally armored cables. And another air brake switch, you can see the air brake AB switch, nothing but it's a 11 kV AB switches. And this what is the difference between the 11 kV AB switches and isolators? Already we know that isolator can be operated under no load condition only, but whereas the AB switch can be operated under low voltage but under load condition. So what will happen once in load condition, if it is open, there is a possible to a large amount of the spark or arc may be occurred. If arc comes, then automatically the tips of the two male and female tips may be melt. So the AB switch male and female tips are designed based on its making and breaking current capacity. Whereas the isolators, it can be operated under no load condition only. So it is designed such a way that no operating the making and breaking capacity design. These are the differences between isolators and AB switches. Now coming to the lightning arresters, already we have seen. So different the lightning arresters, all horn gap lightning arresters, valve type lightning arresters, thyroid type lightning arresters, and different type of the rod gap, sphere gap, different type of the lightning arresters also generally used based on the voltages, based on the importance. And dangerous plates also for the HV system we have to keep the dangerous plates. And earthing, this is also very important. Earthing to protect the non-current carrying metal should be earthed position, earthed potential. So we require the earthing. If you observe in DTRs, we are going to get the 3 earth pits. In substation, we are going to earthing is the mat earthing. So what is the mat earthing? Already we have seen last earthing system. So this is the one thing you have to remember. Now generally in substations, large substations, we have preferred the plate earthing, copper plate 60 centimeters, 60 centimeters, and the 2.5 mm size. We are going to use it. Now, so these are also substations. You can observe this is a DTR, distribution transformers. Where distribution transformers also, this is also substation, and one pole having the same capacity of the DTR, it is also one substation, and this single pole having the 3 individual single phase transformers, this is also one transformer. We can say transformer is nothing but it will transform the energy from one voltage to another voltage corresponding to changing its current with same frequency. Whether previously we have seen the large, a big substation, now this is also one substation. Simply we can say the DTR, distribution transformer. So these are the things you should know. So transformers. So I think you have some idea what are the main components of the substation and what are the other components of the substation, and you can see these are the substation. These also we can say the substations. Now let us see what do you mean by what are the classification of substations, how many types, how they are working in real world. Let us see the classification of the substations based on different factors. An assembly of various electrical operators installed to perform the following operations. What are the operations? Now you can see here, first operation is the voltage transformation. That means step up and step down. Step up power transformers are generally used in generating station, and step down transformers are generally used in the receiving station nearby our streets or villages. Next, the switching substation, where the substation intended to switch only on and off by using our circuit breakers. Only, no conversion of voltage and power, only switching. You can observe this type of the switching substations may be observed along the railway track. So where the railway track, it has some substations, it will operate, switch on and off. If you are observed from Hyderabad to Kajipet, you may observe one is the BB Nagar. Nearby BB Nagar there is a 130 kV substation, and before that one there is one switching station also. It can, by remotely we can operate, extend the supply from BB Nagar substation to, and another substation is the 130 kV Ganpur substation. These two substations are the supplying the total overall length of 170 kilometers of length from Hyderabad to Kajipet. So in between there is a switching substations. Only it can close the line, it can open the line by using the switching remote operation. So that is we can say this is a switching substation. You can see the figure also. Let us see. Another is a power conversion. Here it converted AC to DC, once again DC to AC. So it is a generally HVDC system. In our India, we have the also, in addition to the AC voltage transmission, we have the DC also. These are the benefits compared to the AC also. Now, another one is a frequency converter. So, frequency also, one frequency, because transformer is a transform the energy from one circuit to the other circuit with constant frequency. But how we are going to transfer? By using special methods. Some areas we require the, instead of 50 Hz, we require the only 60 Hz, we require the 70 Hz, we require the 25 Hz for the special purpose of applications. In case of the furnaces, heating furnaces. So those areas they will use a separate electronic components, converts the one frequency to the another frequency. Already in electronics we have studied the frequency can be converted by using the different electronic gadgets. So by using the cycloconverters, by using the cycloconverters we convert the one frequency to the another frequency. And coming to the power factor correction also. So this is the one of the where the substation intended to correction of the power factor by using capacitor banks. Generally, by generating the reactive power in power system, we are going to get improved from lagging power factor to leading power factor. This purpose, this one. So based on this application, we are classified substations are voltage transformation and switching transformation, the power conversion transformation, and frequency transformation, and power factor conversion. That purpose we are intended to one substation. Those substations are known as the voltage substation. Let us see one figure. Here you can see the voltage transformation substation. In this case, it transforms the low voltage to high voltage and a high voltage to low voltage. You can see the how much this is the generally breakers, SFC circuit breakers. You can see the 400 kV substation. Whatever the input comes, automatically 400 kV to 220 kV or 130 kV line step down by using this much of the substations. And coming to the switching substations, where it is a only operation. So while there is a switching, there is a possible to arc. You can see this is also. So this type of the substations simply perform the switching operation of power lines, only intended to switching on off. You can see here, this is the switching substation. Once you are used the switching operation after opening by circuit breakers, even then due to the charging current, if you are opening at the time of the isolators, there is a possible to this much of the arc for the high voltages. You can see it. Next, the converting substation, where so to convert an AC power into DC power by using a static converting devices like silicon control rectifiers, SCRs, used for traction and electroplating and welding, and special purpose of conversion purpose we can use this type of the substations. Now another substation is the frequency changer substations, where frequency changes from 50 Hz to different frequencies based on their applications. Those substations are generally, you can see this industrial purpose they will use. And another is a power factor correction substations, where they can use the reactive power generators. So this is at the same time they can use reactors also. So whenever the power factor going to the very leading, then automatically required to maintain the unity power factor. So at that condition, so we are going to use the inductive coils and the capacitor banks. By balancing this one, we are going to control the power factor in our power lines. So these are the things, substations classified based on its applications. Now types of substations based on purpose. What is the purpose of this one? Similar to previous one. Now first purpose is the step up substation, where it is a power generation, and primary substation, where is a power grid substations, main substation which is connected to the different generating stations, secondary substations, and where it is only given to the few of energy sources lines. Next, distribution substations where it can distribute its power to the consumers, and industrial substations where intended to give the supply to only industry, and another substation is the mobile substation where it can supply to the consumer if existing transfer fails. The temporarily it will assist the consumer before going to restoration of existing failed transformer. So this is the thing you have to remember. Now you can see the grid substation where grid is the power grid. It is connected to southern and northern, eastern and western. Total India is connected through the grid system. So the power grid systems, you can see the primary grid substations. It has number of input powers, number of output powers, only the grid. Now distribution substation where whatever the energy comes, it is distributed to the different substations by reducing its voltage to the nearby substations. So name itself distribute the power. Next, industrial substations where some industries maybe take the directly the high voltage. Some industries may 33 kV as an input, 11 kV as an input sometimes. So they can use its own substation to maintain its reliability. Now, so these are the, you can see the mobile substations. So mobile substations generally used for temporary purpose only. Now these are the substations based on its applications. Now also he classified substation based on the location. You can see the location. First one is the outdoor substation where the substation is placed outside. It is exposed to the atmospheric conditions, that is known as the outdoor. Now indoor where we don't want require the exposure to the outside, then we can use the indoor substations. Now it is also underground substation where we are going to use another one underground, the beneath the building earth. We are going to use the special purpose the transfer. You can see the figures. What is it? The outdoor substation. You can see the open area, the outdoor exposed to the atmosphere conditions. Next, and indoor substation where it is placed in the indoor. And next you can see the underground substation where you can see the figure. So below the houses we are going to establish the substation. That's generally GIS, it's a gas insulated substation, generally preferred for this purpose in sometimes. So these are the substations classified based on locations. Now, so these are the substations we have seen based on different factors. So it's the location, purpose and applications oriented, we classified the substations. I think you have some idea regarding this one. Now let us see summary. So in this period we have to learn about first the salient points where we are this one. So in this class we have seen the salient points for distribution line estimation. Once again we have calculated for a given 1 kilometer LT line by simple methods: how many number of poles, how many number of cross arms, how many number of pin insulators, how many number of shackle insulators, and how much length of the phase wire and neutral wire, GI wire, and how many number of stays, and how many number of earthing sets and other accessories we calculated step by step very easily. After that we have covered the basic purpose of substations, the classification of substations based on different factors such as purpose of substation, whether it is a conversion, switching purpose, different purposes we calculated, we classified. At the same time we classified the substation based on the location also, whether it is indoor, outdoor and underground. And at the same time we also seen so major components of any substation from 400 kV substation to and 400 volts, that is the 11 kV by 400 voltage pole mounted substation. So what are the main components required? What is the purpose of that components? I think by knowing these all basic things, you have some idea on how to calculate the LT line. At the same time, so what is the purpose of substation, how the substations are classified based on different factors, you have some idea. So next class we will see the estimation of plinth mounted and pole mounted substations. So thank you very much. Thank you.